I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
I am so delighted to welcome back founder and president of Costa Women, Ali Meehan. Hello. Hello. So nice to see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Christmas. Yeah,
Happy Easter.
It is. Well, it's funny because my interns, when they arrive, as today's show's been a lot about interns, were so confused that we really didn't start working back to the year to like mid-January. But we have Christmas till the 7th of January because of Three Kings.
Absolutely.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, what better place to be?
What better place to be? And I have to say that I'm delighted that Ali's come at the beginning-ish of the year because you brought with you my Costa Women diary.
I have.
Yay. It's funny because I almost thought, I won't get one this year because I didn't do any of the colouring in and I didn't do half of the things in it. And with my work diary, I normally just write things down. And then yesterday, I was going through something, looking for some information in last year's diary, and I saw the things that I wrote in it that I would never write in a normal diary. Things that you are asking yourself, making you think about goals, ambitions, time frame, being time-wise. And when I looked at it, I sent Ali a message, I want one! I want one. How did you compile the diary? Because it's a nice addition to the Costa Women
Thank you. Yeah.
array.
I launched it because someone that I really love following had launched a diary, and I was going to buy the diary that she'd put together. And then I saw it, and it was like this size and that deep. And I just thought, there's no way you can carry that around without having a bad back. So why don't I create my own planner and put in there the projects and things that I'd like to work on. So that was 4 years ago, I think, 5 years ago. And now we have a regular group of women that buy them every year, but as well as new women. I've got quite a lot of new women actually from the UK that have bought it this year because there's a lot of projects and different things that we do.
And also like the things, I like the personal aspect. As I say, the business aspect is good and it is very, very helpful. But one of the things I think a lot of business people, particularly I think women, don't think about ourselves. We don't take time for ourselves, we don't include ourselves in the equation. And that was what, when I saw it yesterday, made me think, it makes me think about me. It makes me challenge myself, question myself, and try and be more honest with myself. It's very curious that it could actually be that deep of a diary.
Yeah, because we have weekly projects in there as well, don't we? We have the gratitude project and we have things to recap that you've done this week. This year we've got an intention statement every week, so you set what your intention is for the week. And this year we've also got journaling prompts in there as well. If people want to journal, then and it's not just for women. Actually, I've had a few men buy it. They can, do a separate journal or put it in the back of the planner as well. So there's lots of different parts to it.
Well, I think I used last year maybe a third of the diary, but even so, it was certainly better than just having a normal diary. And I'm really very, very impressed and very grateful.
Good.
The whole Costa Women has changed since you started, in the sense it's grown so much more than I think you could have possibly anticipated, and taken you places, I think, on a lot bigger scale than you anticipated, because initially it was just to make friends.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you cover everything. Yeah. Business, you do conferences, you do events, you do courses. Run us through a little bit of what you've got lined up for this year.
Well, this year I've launched a new website, which has been very exciting, because I know you've got Joost on later with the internships. And he gave me 2 intern teams that could help me decide which particular type of website I was going for. So, and we've actually gone with one of the ones that one of the teams came up with, so that's fantastic. And the new website, everybody has to re-sign in again.
Aren't you nervous, having over like 11,000 people to then say, will they come back?
I was. But I did it for 2 reasons. One, data protection. I wasn't sure that I could actually import everybody and it wasn't against data protection. But 2, a lot of people have left or they've moved on and maybe they don't want to to be added automatically to a new website. So I launched it, fingers crossed, and within the first 2 weeks, 1,000 women had signed back into the new platform, plus 40 new ones for the last 3 weeks. So
That's good. It's like starting again, but you're starting again now with this whole new concept, because
Yep.
you're not the same Costa women that you were a
No.
decade ago.
yeah, and this new platform's got an app, so if women want to use the app rather than the website.
So what's the
it's much
difference? Okay,
easier.
explain. Everyone says app, and I now know it's one of those little badge things on my phone. But what is an app, Ali? Why do we want an app? Why would you care?
So an app will send you notifications. So if somebody posts something in Costa Women that you're interested in, you'll get a notification that says somebody's just posted a new event, for instance, and it comes up on your phone. And you don't have to sit at a computer and log in and access it. It's live on your phone all the time. So it's like being 24 hours with the Costa Women, really.
And you can be 24 hours with Costa Women, whether for business or just making friends. In the sense, it's quite funny, I'm quite shy, and I really actually don't like going to events. I know people don't think that, and they think I'm everywhere, but I find it very difficult. But I went to the annual Costa Women summer event. I met some amazing people, and it's so easy to make friends. You can go to 3 events and meet no one, but the 4th, you meet the right people. It's a great way to find people with things in common.
Yeah, and I think especially in the last couple of years, women really need to get back to that connection. And a lot of women have stopped going to networking events. Maybe they go to a couple of networking events and don't think it works, and then they don't bother going again. But it is the consistency. You do need to keep going along, particularly if you want to share your business, because the week you might go, somebody might be interested and want to collaborate, or have a client that's interested to buy your services. So yeah, consistency is everything.
It certainly is. You come from a very business-minded world, in the sense, you look at this lovely, cute girl, but it's like, you're a big business lady. You're serious stuff. And it's amazing. It's lovely to see how every year there's more of you in Costa Women. So although the friendship aspect is there and the get-togethers, it's becoming a lot more business-focused, and there's a lot, apart from the business coaching that you do yourself, which I signed up for. No, it's nice for you, I suppose, being able to now share what you actually can do, as opposed to just giving tidbits of...
Yeah, no, that's what I've really enjoyed, being able to share what I've learned over the years, because I've had various different careers, so to share the skills and things that I've learned over those years. And marketing's still marketing, whether it's on TikTok or Facebook or on the web, it's still marketing, and a lot of the key skills have not changed.
It's impressive the way you've managed to get different groups in different areas. So apart from the online presence, which was the original concept, you actually have physical get-togethers, but you have then different ladies who organise different areas.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I feel very grateful that they want to host something in their area. So we've actually got 38 locations where women meet up. The newest one is Mallorca, and that's going really well. We've got a lovely lady there called Jill who's running the Mallorca group. So it's really nice to see it blossom, and then women be able to come into a much bigger community than they realise probably, and also be able to meet up locally on a one-to-one basis.
Will you be making it happen event coming this year?
We will be making it happen. It's been delayed. I've spoken to Jose Cordoba at Andalusia Lab, and he's asked me to wait until May time to do it. So we'll do it, but obviously it won't be an International Women's Day as in on the day, but it will be. We will be having a big conference this year.
A lot of challenges with the last 2 years of COVID. You were already online. You had that online presence, which I think for a lot of women actually made it a lot easier during lockdown, because they already had this network that existed. So that was really very useful.
During the first year of the crisis, we had 230 online events. So we hopefully nobody got bored.
Well, obviously not.
But I've worked online since 2000, which is quite unusual. I don't know if I've ever told you the story of when I started working online. I worked for a business development consultancy in the Middle East. My first day of working, the big jefe, boss, came in and said, I've just been to an e-business seminar. Nobody's going to be working from offices any longer. Everyone's going to work from home. This is 2000. He fired the man that hired me. this was in 5 minutes of my arrival, and said, if you want to stay on and continue working for the company and help me close this office, which was in Cobham in Surrey, which if
Close to
people of
home
England,
for me.
yeah, it's a lovely area.
Nice restaurants in
Yeah,
Coventry.
really nice. Yeah. You can stay on, and I'll pay you a bonus if you stay on. And I thought, well, I've got nothing else to do because I've just come here for my first day of work, and it's also my last day. And then when I started saying, can I go for job interviews, he said, no, I want you to stay on. I'll make you a director of the company, but you'll have to work from home. So in those days, with days of broadband and having to live within so many metres of a exchange, so you had to live within so many metres of a post office. Fortunately, my apartment that I had then was within so many metres, so I just started working from home. But those were really unusual days. Yeah.
Things have changed a lot.
They have.
They
yeah.
have. I remember when
Yeah.
we introduced online trends in the clothing business, and everything was online, and it was when no one was online. So we basically had to connect them to internet to then be able to sell them the service.
Right.
Things have
Yeah.
changed a lot.
They have.
They have changed a lot.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about things that you've achieved in the previous 10 years, it's phenomenal what we're going to be able to do in the next 10 years.
I'm not so sure phenomenal, or not sure phenomenal is actually the adjective I think like terrifying where we're actually going to. But it is nice to know that behind those screens are people like Ali. It's a wonderful, wonderful association. I joined the minute I knew about it. It's free. You can post events on it. You can ask for help on it. In fact, anytime I need help with things, go to Costa Women. Help! What do you see coming down for the future? I mean, every year you have these new goals.
Yeah, I do have new goals. I think things have changed dramatically, so it is important to keep up to date with what's happening. Nicole and I, we went to this talk recently with Michelle about the EFT. Is it?
That was interesting.
It was interesting, but I felt very old.
Yeah, that's why it's important, I think, that we could bring interns into businesses.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you don't have kids around you,
Yeah.
the only way not to become a dinosaur
Yeah.
is to actually have kids coming and telling us all the new things that
Yeah.
are going on. It's
Yeah.
very important to keep up with the new technologies.
It is,
And
yeah,
with
yeah.
Costa Women, because there's a lot going on and a lot of benefits to be had. Also, just to mention that Costa Women are supporting the Zero Hero Incentive. So it's really nice to know that together we are helping promote road traffic safety, because it's nice to have parties and drinks and all the different venues, but it's also nice to keep a balance.
Yeah.
So be responsible when you drink, don't drive, and take an intern. The whole show is about interns. As you can, interns have helped create, or at least choose, the final model of the new Costa Women page.
Yeah.
Please do sign up if you want to be a Costa Women. Michelle and Davien, my interns in the background, sign up to Costa Women. Costa Women. If you're thinking of moving to Spain or have just moved to Spain, it certainly is a big plus. Ali, really nice to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
I have to kind of make this on a more regular thing so we can keep updated.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I've now registered.
You
on
have.
that. I have.
Yes.
I'm not very. Yeah, I'm a technophobe. I'm really not very good. But I'm now a Costa Woman again.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, Nicole.
And let's get on with the show. Don't go away, because we'll be back. I've got Joost and Joyce of Jong Leren, which is our intern suppliers, coming on the programme after the break, so don't go away.
Hey, hey.
John's car is still being repaired, so he's delighted that Judy has come to pick him up. However, after a very heavy business trip, he's less than enthusiastic when her car breaks down.
I had show with Linear Director,
She tells John,
so please do relax. I've got this.
and she had. The taxi was there in no time. Her car safely towed for repairs, and a courtesy car readily available. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hoganstown. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And We recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
GY is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? GY.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Joining me now is Joost, Jong of Jong, Leren. Did I say that correctly?
Almost, Nicole.
Oh, okay, give it to me. How's it meant to be said?
Jong Leren.
Jong Leren. It
Yes.
sounds Irish, not Dutch.
No, it's not. It's really
Jong
Dutch.
Leren.
It's really Dutch.
Well, those of you who don't know, Joost is from Jong Leren, and they organise interns coming from the Netherlands to Spain, particularly the Malaga region. And I've been delighted to welcome Marriott. I think was my first intern a couple of years ago.
Yes, she was.
She stayed just till before lockdown. And then she had to fly off home immediately. And then I had my lovely Yasmin. And now I've got Davien and Michelle, which is wonderful. And they all come through your company. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, Nicole.
And above that, I'm so proud of you guys, you and Joyce, who we'll meet in a moment. Because not only do you look for the internships for the kids to come over, but you avidly support kids finding their way, trying to get companies to understand the importance of opening their doors to give children the ability to develop their skills. How did you get involved with this?
Well, that's been a long story, but that is a long story. I used to be a teacher in the Netherlands, and before I started teaching, I used to work also in businesses as a manager, but also as a human resource manager. So I've always been working with people in development. And what I found out when I was doing the teaching, I saw students far more motivated doing internships or working on practical real-life assignments than in school, you know, in the passive way of learning, listening to teacher and then making assignments. So even a lot of students that were not that strong, they could excel in practices. And I was like, wow, this is a far way better way of learning than it's in the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes if you're just seeing something on a piece of paper, it doesn't mean anything. And I noticed that with my interns, although they've got the theory behind it, they don't really know how to apply it. And that's difficult unless you're actually doing it.
It is, and you know, once you see how real life functions and works, and how some, I was teaching like marketing and sales, so how strategies can work out, how tactics work, how difficult it is to convince a client to do business with you, then you've got a different angle on strategies and models and theories, so you understand it better. So. And the combination with working in real life and being able to stop processes while students are working on tasks for a business. Yeah, to me that's more or less like the perfect way of learning, because then you can, and that's not what we do in the internships, but that's what we do in the projects, and then you can support students in really understanding the situation and giving them tools to get out of the situation or to solve this problem. And that's really, it sticks to them. They will never ever forget once they've learned a theory in real life or in practice, while doing practice. Yeah, you will never forget.
What's the general feedback of the kids that you're bringing over? What is their feedback after they've had their experience? What do they feel about, particularly coming to a place like Marbella and Malaga, which is just so awesome?
It's like, you know, 80% of the students, they return within 2 years, either to come back on holiday or to meet friends or to go to the feria, or they have fallen in love, or sometimes they even come back for work. So in general, they love the area here. They like the people, the way of life, nature. It's a beautiful area. And specifically the last 2 years, we've seen students come over even more because everything was online. So they were like, why would I stay in the Netherlands? I go to Spain and I'll do it from there. So, but the learning experiences themselves, they're really varied. So
how do you set this up? Because the girls and the kids that are coming over, they're 17, 18, 19, 20. I mean, they're very young.
Yeah.
Do you collaborate directly with specific schools in the Netherlands? I mean, how do you set up the process? Because I know you and Joyce follow every single step. The kids are not on their own by any means. No. Everything's very prepared.
Yeah, there's a good mix, I think, between us coaching them to take responsibility for themselves and being like a safety net. That's the role we prefer to have, because, you know, if you don't give them the opportunity to go flat on their face, you know, they will not learn anything. So they have to learn, and they have to learn to deal with setbacks and different cultures and different manager and different styles. So that's really important. However, we are the safety net. So, but what the most important role is that we know how to find businesses or organizations that really connect to the wish of the student and to the assignment that the students need to do for their studies. And the way students find us is different. Some find us on their own, but there are a lot of schools that recommend us to their students, that if they want to go to Spain, then join Jong Leren, and then they will find an internship that suits you.
There's a lot, I think, of misconception about what an intern is supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I think most of the people I know say, oh, intern, free labour.
Yeah.
That basically you don't have to do anything except give them something to do when they work.
Yeah.
And I do understand that the older students after university will have more abilities and therefore might even need to be paid and obviously can be expected more of them. But when you've got a young student coming for an internship, and from personal experience, in the sense of there's no way you just like go work, it is very much a hand-holding experience, but it's very rewarding.
It is.
For me, I find it rewarding, and I don't mind taking that extra time to show, although it's a learning process for me too, in the sense of knowing how and to work with it. But why is it so difficult to get companies involved? I saw your passion at our United Nationalities. His speech was epic. I mean, just epic. And I need to find it to share it again for everyone to see it. But the passion you have, the good it is for everybody, why is it so hard to get companies involved, do you think?
Well, a lot of companies, they don't know what to expect. You know, they don't have the experience, and specifically here in Spain, the school system is developed in such a way that students first have to finish like 2,000 hours of theory, then they finish their studies, and then they go do an internship. And aside from that, or apart from that, they don't have a lot of opportunities to already start working in businesses, because there are no side jobs. And I come from a country where fortunately the kids do have that opportunity. But if you do not have that experience, neither as a business or as a student yourselves, then it doesn't make sense to offer this. And yeah, a lot of businesses say like, okay, once they finish their course, they don't know anything yet. So I have to teach them everything. And that's really different compared to the students that come from the Netherlands, because they do already have working experience, because 90% of the students, they have a side job besides their studies, and before they go to do an international internship.
Spain's different in that respect.
Exactly.
Until you're like 18, you're not even allowed to do a Saturday job or things like that.
It's such a waste. I mean, you know, that's why specifically also in the projects that we organize, we made most of the projects we organize in Malaga, we always want to collaborate with new businesses. And in a month, I can say that we have done projects, not internships, projects with 100 organizations in Malaga city center only.
What kind of projects?
I want this to be an oil stain, because I want to show these the companies and the organizations what added value these young people already can give. And they have a different angle on life. They have a different angle on business. They have a lot of questions that you think are maybe not relevant, but to their generation they are. So they can open also eyes of business owners and strategists.
Yeah, I mean, that's for me is, I think, the biggest plus, in the sense of you're a certain age, or you have a certain education, to have youngsters coming in and giving you that feedback of how it is today is essential to not become dinosaurs in the business. It's like a great way of keeping up to with what's going on.
It is, and I remember also at the event you organized in November, that there was somebody quoting Mitra, which is like an educational expert from India, and the I will not share the experiment, but the outcome was like the young kids, like the 5-year-olds, they were teaching the 12-year-olds. I mean, it's not like that the old are always the teacher. No, it can also be the other way around. And if you open up to that, then you're always learning. And I think it's a waste that these kids are like in their most creative ages.
And they're not being
in
appreciated
school,
for their
listening
value.
to teachers that are teaching them history, even if they are teaching marketing and sales, you know, they're teaching history classes, because it's really happening out here in the market, and the developments there are so fast. It's impossible to teach them this in these schools. So therefore, they really need to get the experience in real life.
Yeah. Of all the things you said, I think that is the most poignant, is that even if a child is younger, a person is younger, it means maybe they have less information, but it doesn't mean they're stupid. They could be a lot smarter, they just got less accumulated information.
Yeah.
So I firmly believe, and I've done this with my children, the same, listen to what they say.
Yeah.
Just listen, because they have a completely different view.
I almost get pissed when people say, like, what is their age? And they should be at least 21. Why? Why? I've seen 16-year-old students run a real estate agent. And I know that people think that's impossible, but it is. It's got to do with motivation. It's got to do with insight, because these students sometimes, if they get the opportunity of a school, they already have been through a selection procedure. They bring life experience to the table. And some students of 25, they don't have that, and they may have had knowledge, but they don't have the life experience. So life experience, open mind, motivation, that's it. And that's the way I hire my people. That's the way I've always hired my people. And I think that's the most valuable thing.
And particularly coming from the education profession, you know what it's like to impart information and how to do it successfully. If you would like to take on an intern, if you would like to be an intern, this is the guy. Use Jong of Jong Leren.
Well done. I'll take that.
Don't go away. We'll be back in a minute with the other half, Joyce Jong.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. We can change every
Zero Hero, welcome to Portofino, Cabo Pino.
your time.
Hi guys, Kazatua is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
We are
Joost better half is Joyce, and she's joining me now. They both work together at Jong Leren. It's funny saying things in another language, the pronunciation from it is just Jong Leren. It's like,
it is, Nicole,
so,
and it's the other way around for us, because we're also struggling sometimes in other languages, but you did perfectly.
Thank you, thank
Jong
you.
Leren.
Thank you, Jong Leren.
Yeah,
It
you know
sounds
what
so
it
nice.
means, Jong Leren?
Young learners.
Yeah, learning at a young age, but in Dutch it also means juggling. So it's a
which is a good play of
Yes.
words, because
Yeah.
without a doubt,
So the
education
Spanish,
is juggling, and as is being in a marriage and a partnership.
Exactly.
How did you guys meet?
We met like, well, probably 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But we're together for 26. It's longer probably, but we met in high school, but then we're not a couple. That took a while. I had another relationship like before, and then finally split up and thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to be like a single for at least another 2 years, and there he was. And I said, no, this is not going to happen. But 3.5 months later, we started living together, and here we are.
So it really was, once it happened, it was love at first, second, third sight.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And you share the same passions. I mean, I see both of you involved with what you do with such passion, such care, and you take it so, not, I wouldn't say seriously, because you don't do it seriously, you do it with a lot of
fun.
joy.
A lot of joy, yeah. Well, my name is Joyce, and my parents gave me this name to bring joy to the world. And when I was young, and I talked to this about this with students, it's difficult because it's quite an assignment, but now it's like I live this like on a daily basis, and we do it together. So it's a lot of fun. And it's hard work too, but that's okay. And because we have this passion, like this vision and mission together, we can do this.
Yeah,
and
and
of course it's 24.
live.
Yeah.
But you see, you're living your life, you're doing things that you like together, and helping children. So I mean, it's a perfect combination.
It's a perfect combination.
And living here.
And living here, and they keep you young too, because our last name is Young, and it means young. But working with students, with the next generation, it's very rewarding.
What's your specific mission within the company?
Within the company, probably, definitely get them to know who they are, so they can live their life on their terms. Like, what is my decision? What makes me happy? Despite what other people think, like teachers, parents, friends even. So this is why I do a lot of coaching in the company, and I love it. Because a lot of students don't know yet who they are.
And a lot of adults don't know who they are.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I
I've
think
been
most
coaching
of us
adults
know
before.
What we like only by what we don't like. Which I always find curious. Why is that? That we don't know what we want, but we only find out by what we don't want.
No, and that's what I always say. Sometimes just start with what you don't like, and then you will come to what you do like. And it's not all about what you like, but it's what makes you get out of bed in the morning. And there can also be things that are difficult. So it's not like just enjoy and lay back or sit on a mountain and meditate. You have to do something too. So I think that mixture of getting them, guiding them to themselves, and then create an action plan.
There's a lot of expectations on our youngsters when it comes to education.
True.
Particularly literally classing them together and expecting that they all do well in all subjects, which for me has never made sense.
Nope.
If you're a concert pianist, the fact that maybe you don't know where to put the accents when you're doing your Spanish isn't the end of the world.
It's not important.
No,
Not
I
true.
mean, like an Agatha Christie
Yeah.
never wrote one word herself because she was dyslexic. She just got someone else to write it for her. So I find that very frustrating, that we live in a world that just groups all the kids together and they all have to have the same abilities, which is just so far from the reality.
And it's like this model, and they need to fit in, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So, yeah, I guide students and say, okay, this is it for now. This is, maybe you want to choose this education, and, well, you're happy. If you're not, leave, choose something else, or take a gap year and find out who you are and choose something else. And also tell them, you don't choose for life. When I look at my own life, like career, funny choices, really crazy choices. And when I tell them that I used to work in IT, like lying underneath tables, fixing computers, they're like, what? Yeah, this happened. And it's okay.
But all of that serves you with what you're doing now, in the sense, understanding how different aspects of a business work make it a lot easier to run a business.
Yeah. because it's like this puzzle that's coming together, and you're allowed to make choices, new choices every day.
You've been doing this educational projects for quite a while now. How many years?
Well, Jong Leren, I started like 7 years ago, and I've always, ever since I've moved to Spain, I've done a lot of coaching. So also adults and entrepreneurs. And then I made the move to the next generation, because we started this internship agency, and I talked to all the students, and I always ask them, okay, what's next? After this education, after this study, what's your plan? And 80% said, I don't have a clue. I'm not even sure whether this is the right study. And then I was like, ooh, this is really a big problem, because how will you find out? So I invented or started this platform, the Your Journey Academy, to help them and give them inspiration and tips to find out what they want, and reach out to other people, talk to other entrepreneurs, talk to people that are in other studies, and that way make the new choice. And also, well, they're also allowed to stop their study. Like, okay, you start this law study and you don't like it. Okay, don't stop after a week. But after 6 months, you know whether this is your path or not. So be able to leave. But then you have the expectations, like you said.
I think a lot of parents
a lot
have
of expectations.
Teachers living up to siblings'
Yes.
abilities. There's a lot of
True.
stress.
Yeah.
I know that with the United Nationalities, let's just say over the last 6 years, 6 years ago, the environment was on the bottom of the list. No one was interested. 6 years later, it's the top of the list. In your field, and particularly with the technology changing so much over the last 7 years, have you noticed something that you didn't used to worry about that now you worry about a lot, or vice
Yes.
versa?
Yeah, well, especially the last 2 years, of course, the online part, the being online all the time, also for school. So the students are isolated, getting depressed. It seems like they're not willing to do anything, but there's something underneath. It's like this numbness, like they need to connect to their classmates or their friends, and that was really difficult the last 2 years. And then add up all the social media where everything is nice pictures, nice lives, all role models, and nothing is real. You don't see.
But it's hard for them to understand
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
I find it interesting to seeing how even things that you can see the cosmetic changes aren't real, and yet the pressure of the repeated viewing, I think, has made us actually want to imitate things that.
Yeah.
So it must be quite worrying.
It
in a
is,
sense.
and in a way I worry, in a way I don't, because I really trust the young people, because they're so smart. And if you talk to them and coach them, they get it. And they can change their perspective and say, okay, yeah, I can look at it differently, and I can reach out for help. And oh, I'm not the only one suffering right now. Because probably that's the main problem, that a lot of young people think that they're in their situation alone, like the only one, which is not true. 1 out of 2, we did this, there's a research in Holland, but probably it's worldwide. Like 1 out of 2 has mental problems right now. That's like 2, that unbelievably high.
Yeah, and
numbers.
I think we've discussed this at the event, that giving it the reference to mental problems is actually a disservice. And although the profession refer to it that way, I don't think personally or any child would prefer, identify with having a mental health problem.
Of course not, because then you're like crazy and you don't fit in. So and some students don't even realize that they have a problem. I don't think it's a problem. It's being aware that you need to change something. And it can become a problem, of course. But the sooner you know what stress is, how to deal with it, and that that it's okay, and that everyone suffers every now and then, young, old, entrepreneurs, teachers, students, parents, everyone, that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
So
It's
it
okay
should be more
not to be
mainstream.
okay.
Exactly.
And
it should
to
be
ask for
more
help.
mainstream. And what I like, and that's the good part of
Excuse me.
social media, is that a lot of famous people are speaking up. Like, they're really depressed and they speak up. And they have this huge fan base, and they all see, oh, but when this DJ is talking about his mental health, I'm okay. I can do that too.
Exactly.
So that's the good part. So
It is
it's
the good
always
part.
the balance.
Hashtag better together. So that's it for the moment, talking about
Thank you,
internships,
Nicole.
which is one of the main subjects of the United Nationalities of Marbella missions 2021-2022. If you would like to take an intern into your company and help kids experience the world, please let us know. And similarly, if you'd like to do an internship, let us know. We'll pass you on to Jong, Leren,
Very well.
Joost and lovely Joyce. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's lovely
you,
to
Nicole.
see you again.
Yes.
Hopefully we can do more of this, because I know you also got a blog, right? You do...
Well, I host a podcast, but that's in Dutch. But we're transforming the platform into English.
Awesome.
So stay tuned.
Watch this space.
Yes.
And don't go away, because after this break, I will be back.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Caradas are proud to present Zero to Hero. Never drink and drive.
We've just interviewed Joost and Joyce from Young Leren about internships. They bring over fabulous kids from the Netherlands here to Malaga to work with us local companies, and I'm loving it. Well, one of my interns, Davienne, likes going to restaurants. She likes eating, so we thought it'd be nice for her to record her little trips when she goes places and share her experiences with us. So here we go, Davienne's first video for Marbella now about where she went to eat.
Hola everyone, my name is Davienne and today I am going to take you with me to try this restaurant called Poke Boulevard. I've never been here, so let's go. It was very busy inside, so I chose takeaway. The staff is super friendly and can both speak Spanish and English. I also didn't have to wait long for my food to be ready.
Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all.
I ordered some sweet potato fries, a bao bun with crispy shrimp, and a salmon poke bowl, and the total was €19.60. I just finished eating and it was very tasty. I would definitely recommend. It is located in San Pedro, so if you are in the area, go take a look. I hope you enjoyed this review and hope to see you again soon. Bye.
We're now going over to Villa Tiberio. Sandro has been at the helm of one of the most emblematic in restaurants for years. It's on prime real estate in the Golden Mile. And Jaye, Caradas of the Food Fairies celebrated a dinner at Christmas with the teens that leave the orphanages of Malaga. They then have to find their way in the world. Thankfully, there are associations that help them, and the Food Fairies never far behind.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart.
Signora, mai buon Natale, per piacere. Grazie.
if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are
Two gorgeous human beings. Well, I don't know how gorgeous Paul is, but I know that Cara's gorgeous. And the man himself, Sandro. Everything is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you to come in Malaga.
Always my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
We are one. Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
So here we are at Everest. Very cold.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hey, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Villa Tiberio. Perfecto.
To finish off this week's show, I'm very honoured to welcome another CIT Marbella guest. CIT Marbella is a business networking association with over 450 companies covering 80 different professions, and they all support each other. Marbella Fisio has been on the programme before. Yolanda, welcome back to the programme. It's been ages.
Yes.
A couple of years.
More.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 years.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we forget with the year of COVID and everything, 2 years just...
doesn't cease.
Yeah, they don't exist. How are you keeping?
Thank God, Ned. We're still here, so that's a good news.
It's definitely a good news. No, because nowadays, so many businesses have had to close that it really is very heartwarming to say, welcome back. Yeah. Glad you're still
That's something we want to say, everybody. Thank you for giving us, again, the advantages of being here at the TV program, speaking English. Here we have many people from abroad, and we are really happy to be with you today.
And it's really nice to have you here. And it's lovely to see that you're speaking English and the effort that the Spanish put into welcoming us and to including us. I think sometimes we take for granted. Where did you learn your English?
Well, I've been studying English at the school, at high school, and different private academies. I used to be with a teacher who has been from London and United States, so I try to do my best.
And how did you get into, how did Marbella Fisio come about?
Well, Marbella Fisio started as a physiotherapy, doing physio, where you take your time, you have nearly 50 minutes, so we can explain with the patient and us how we can help you in different ways. You can be pregnancy, and we will with you during all that time. If you have a baby and then you feel back pain or different pains, you have sports, you have many different treatments, and we will be with you all the day and during weeks or months or even years, and we try to do the best. Especially we are focused on teaching you how to move better, and it's really important to know that you is part of the treatment. We don't do the treatment, we send you how to do it better. Sometimes you have an ache in your knee or in your back, and you thought it's because you have an X-ray or you have something that the doctors say, and we must do the treatment for you because you had that and we need to solve. And unfortunately, not all the illness could solve, but all of them, especially in the bones, joints, tendon, will be better if a physiotherapy go together with you, and that's the idea of Marbella Fisio.
It's a wonderful idea. It's a very covers everything. Do you work alone? Do you have a team?
Yes, we have a team. We have a nutrition. She's focused on giving the best advantages of having a good diet, which is something essential if you wanted to be fit and healthy. And we are 4 physiotherapists. One of them is more focused in pregnancy and the birth, and we do Pilates, hypopressive system. We do at home, which has been made, we can stay together now here, because during the COVID, many people was worried to be at the clinic. So we decided to move, and we're still there.
Wonderful. Where are you based? Where is the...
Yes, we are close to Quirón and close to Alvaritas in Calle Rodrigo de Triana, number 18.
It's interesting to see, because you said the different physiotherapy for different reasons, whether you're pregnant, whether sports therapy. Also, I've noticed as we get older, perhaps because I just don't do as much, but it's so easy to hurt oneself. And I know that nutrition and so many factors come into play that we just don't know about. So everyone should basically go to a physio just to tell me what I should be doing. No, because as you get older, you should be doing things differently. And...
Yes. First of all, is try to think that you is the only person who can make you be better. And for that, you must make an effort. All of us, is easier maybe to eat fast food, but it's not the best for inside. So we need to eat better, and eat better doesn't mean you just eat salad. For example, you have a big variety, and in case you need help, that's why we have a nutrition. And do a sport. But many people think, I walk through the promenades all day or 1 hour per day, and that's not enough, because the way I look, the people walking through everywhere in Marbella, maybe it's not the best. They maybe have an age on the knee for arthrosis, and the way they are moving is the way that the person with pain move. And that's make them, they have maybe a problem in the opposite foot. And that problem doesn't exist. If you do X-ray or you go to the doctor, they say, it's your age. And doesn't is your age. It's because the way you are walking is not right. That's why it's important to be next to a physiotherapy, like you have the doctor or other things like your hairdresser.
I'm finding it curious because my father worked in Nike with housewares and things, and wherever we go somewhere, he'd pick up a plate or to see where it was made. And it's curious to see that you do the same. You're walking around, you've got this, you've got that, yes. You're walking around. It must be really frustrating when you want to go up to people like, come and see me, I can help you. No, how do you stop yourself going up to this?
We say, we have now in social media, all the freakish physio, something that say, okay, it's Friday, 5 o'clock, I'm going home, and then you go out the office or the clinic and you say, I'm going with my family, and then you watch someone who is walking with the trolley or with something in incorrect way, and you say, no, I didn't stop it. I always watch people and what they are doing, and they must change, please.
But if someone has arthritis, is there really anything you can do as a physiotherapist, something like arthritis? Because I would think also, it's age, there's nothing really you can do.
Yes, of course we cannot do anything for the arthrosis, but what we can do? What we can do is to make that all the muscle stay together, all the tendon, or the things together, make the blood goes better, and you have less pain, you know how to move, you know when to stop, because it's a typical question that many people came and maybe say, okay, so if I had age, no pain, no gain, I should continue. And in some case, that's a good option, but in other, no. For example, the other day, one patient came with multiple sclerosis. She doesn't have now the surname of multiple sclerosis, because there is many kind of multiple sclerosis. And all the friends say, okay, even you feel tired, you still carry on, you still move. And I say, no, if you feel tired, listen your body, you must stop. Because, for example, in that case, in that illness, if you feel fatigued, it's much worse. Then you will be 2-3 days, you can't do anything. So we must stop before that feelings started. And that is things that people doesn't know, and it's normal. But that's why we are working.
We need more
physio.
professionals, in the sense, I remember when the word holistic first came out.
Of course.
But then when you realise it's taking all aspects into account, like you're saying there, as I understand it now, that there are certain foods that can make your pain worse. Similarly, foods that can ease the pain. But unless you go to a place like Marbella Fisio, where they've got the team that understands how each thing affects the other, we could be suffering for no reason.
In fact, I did a course before COVID, which is the way that the things we eat make our pain go worse, and many inflammation and many things, and not a nutrition. So in case someone came, I'm not going to change the way he's eating, but if you tell me what, I always ask my patient, what did you eat today? And they say, like, you don't care, I came for a lumbar pain. Okay, if it's the first time you came and maybe you are a young man and you just say me, you did something with you carry something really heavy, it's possible, it's just biomechanic. But if you came and you have this month lumbar pain, 2 months later you go to the doctor, you take the pills, still have pain, and then you come back and then you try with one physiotherapy, another physiotherapy, osteopathic. So maybe we need to look more. Not everyone needs everything, but we need to have the tools for everyone, and we try to do that.
Oh, you do it beautifully, and congratulations on your
Thank
English.
you.
It's really nice to see you again, Yolanda. We have to keep more in contact. Just
Yes,
so joyous.
please.
It's just so joyous. So joyous. And such a good professional. Thank you very much, CIT Marbella, for sending us another wonderful human being to know more about the people who make up our fabulous city. That's all we have time for this week. You can watch recordings of the programme from the RTV Marbella website, which is rtvmarbella.tv, and then it's /television/Marbella-now. Or you can go to my website, nicoleking.es, with links to the TV station to watch the programme, also to the Zero Hero website, with full listings of restaurant, bars and hotels giving free soft drinks if you're the designated driver, and a link to my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News. Thank you so much for joining us. It is important that we support one another so our city carries on and is strong, and that businesses don't disappear. We need everybody to be healthy and happy, and I appreciate you taking the time to support us. Be careful, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and please join us again once more next week for more of what's going on in Marbella now. Hasta pronto. Gracias.
Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble